Your dog isn't ignoring you. They're reacting to something you don't realize you're showing. And the problem is, what they're reading isn't what you think you're communicating. Most owners believe their dog understands them clearly. But dogs don't read intention, they read patterns. They don't respond to what you mean. They respond to what you consistently show. And when those two don't match, something subtle begins to happen. Your dog starts building the wrong picture of you. At first, nothing looks wrong. Your dog still follows, still listens, still stays engaged. But underneath that, they are learning something different. Something you never intended to teach. It might be your timing, a command that comes slightly too late or slightly too early. It might be your tone. Calm one moment, tense the next without realizing it. Or it might be your reaction. Sometimes you reinforce behavior, sometimes you don't. None of these moments seem important on their own. But to your dog, they are everything. Because dogs don't average your behavior. They build meaning from repetition. So when your signals aren't consistent, your dog doesn't get confused. They create their own interpretation. And that interpretation becomes their reality. Even if it's completely different from what you intended. This is where misinterpretation begins. Not in big mistakes, but in small inconsistencies. Your dog starts connecting patterns that don't actually exist and responding to signals you never meant to send. You call them, but your body says something else. You give a command, but your timing doesn't match it. And your dog picks up on that instantly. Because they are always reading more than just your voice. At first, the effect is small. A slight hesitation, a delayed response, a moment of uncertainty. But that moment isn't random. It's your dog trying to make sense of conflicting information. They are not deciding whether to listen. They are deciding what you actually meant. And when that decision takes time, the response slows down. Not because they're ignoring you, but because they're processing. Most owners interpret this as disobedience, but from your dog's perspective, it's the opposite. They are trying harder to understand you. They just don't have clear information to work with. So they fill in the gaps themselves. And over time, those assumptions become stronger. Your dog begins to predict your behavior based on those patterns, even when those predictions are wrong. And that's when things start to feel off. Commands don't land the same way anymore. Responses feel inconsistent. Engagement feels less certain than it used to. But the real issue isn't your dog changing. It's the meaning they've built from what you've shown them. Because once your dog forms an interpretation, they don't question it. They operate from it. Every interaction becomes filtered through that understanding, whether it's accurate or not. And unless something changes, that interpretation becomes stable, a new baseline for how they respond to you. That's why small inconsistencies matter more than big mistakes, because they repeat more often. And repetition is what builds meaning for your dog. Not intention, not emotion, just patterns. So the moment your dog starts responding differently, it doesn't start with behavior. It starts with how they've learned to read you and what they believe your signals actually mean. Your dog doesn't know they're misreading you. They are responding exactly the way their experience has taught them to respond. And from their perspective, their interpretation makes sense because it's based on what they've repeatedly seen. So when you change your behavior suddenly, your dog doesn't adjust instantly. They continue responding to the pattern they already built. That's why the mismatch feels confusing to you, but consistent to them. And this is where frustration usually begins. You expect clarity, but your dog is still working from old information. So the responses feel wrong. Not because your dog is ignoring you, but because they're following a different understanding. Over time, that gap can grow wider. Your expectations move forward, but your dog's interpretation stays behind. And unless the signals become clear again, that misalignment continues, quietly shaping every interaction.